class we were discussing about Marconi's rule. Okay. Don't copy this, you have already completed. According to Marconi's rule, if the alkene is like this, okay, and if you are adding a hydrogen halide to an alkene, two types of products will be formed: CH3, CH2, CH2Br, and CH3, CHBr, CH3. So according to Marconi's rule, this negative part will attach to the carbon which is having less number of hydrogen. So this product will be the major product and this product will be the minor product. This we studied in the previous class. Okay, this is what is called as Marconi's rule. So this mechanism also we studied, that this will be attaching more to the carbon with less number of hydrogen. Mechanism also we studied. Today we will be studying about anti-Marconi's rule. Anti-Marconi's rule, or it is also called as Karash effect. Karash effect. Anti-Marconi's rule or Karash effect. Marconi's rule means what? This will be the major product, this will be the minor product. Yes or no? Anti-Marconi's rule means it was found out by the scientist Karash. Okay, he proved that this can also be the major product and this can be the minor product. How he got this as the major product? That is what we are going to see. Okay, so what he did is, the same alkene he took, CH3, CH double bond, CH2, and he reacted it with HBr. The same reactants only he took, but he got this as the major product and this as the minor product. For that, what did he add? Okay, he added CH3COO twice O2. Not CH3COO, C6H5CO twice O2. C6H5COO2. Okay, so if there is 2 O2, for example, what is H2O2? H2O2 is hydrogen peroxide. H2O means water. H2O2 means hydrogen peroxide. Similarly, Na2O means sodium oxide. But Na2O2 means sodium peroxide. So if it is ending in O2, we will call it as peroxide. Okay, so he did this reaction in the presence of a peroxide. He did this reaction in the presence of a peroxide. So when he did the reaction in the presence of peroxide, he got the same two products, but this product was the major product and this product was the minor product. So he got CH3, CH2, CH2Br as the major product and CH3, CHBr, CH3, this he got as the minor product. Okay, this transformation, okay, this he got because of adding a peroxide. So this Karash effect is also called as peroxide effect. What is the other name for this Karash effect? It is also called as peroxide effect, because we are getting this as major and this as minor only if we add peroxide. So it is called as peroxide effect. So how we are getting this as major and this as minor, that mechanism we are going to study now. So we are going to study the mechanism of this anti-Markovnikov's rule or this peroxide effect or this Karash effect. So what is the catalyst we are taking? We are taking a peroxide. Okay. So it is C6H5CO2O2. This is the catalyst. Okay. So the first step is brought by this peroxide. So this how I am going to write is C6H5CO. CO means ketone group, C double bond O. Okay, so it will be C6H5C double bond O. Okay, how many oxygens? How many groups are there? 2 times you have to write this. Okay, but in between you have this O2. So 1 oxygen, 2 oxygen, and again I have to write C double bond O, C6H5. Understood? Yes, C6H5 single bond, CO means C double bond O, then this O2, again this is 2 times, so again I am writing this C6H5CO. So what is going to happen? This bond has 2 electrons. So it is going to divide as free radicals. It is going to divide as free radicals. So this process is called as homolysis. Homolytic cleavage. Okay, homolysis. So what will happen? I will get C6H5 C double bond O with 1 dot. Yes or no? Yes. And another C6H5 C double bond O with 1 dot. So I am getting 2 C6H5 C double bond O and O dot I am getting. Clear? Now how this will divide? Again this will undergo this cleavage. Okay. Can you see this bond? This bond is having 2 electrons. So 1 electron, okay, it will be shifted here and another electron will come on top of C6H5. So what will happen? This 2 C6H5, it will get a dot. Okay, plus see here oxygen is having 1 dot and another dot is coming here. So this dot and this oxygen's dot, they will form 1 bond. So C double bond O is nothing but carbon dioxide. Understood? So this dot which is coming here and the dot which is present in oxygen, it will form CO2 and you will get C6H5 with 1 dot. Okay. Now this is the first step. This is how the peroxide which we add will become. So the peroxide will become C6H5 dot. Now the second step, this C6H5 dot, it will react with this HBr. It will react with this HBr. Okay. So when it reacts with this HBr again it will divide into H dot and Br dot. Okay. So here what you will get? H dot you will get and Br dot you will get. This H dot will combine with this C6H5 dot and it will form C6H5 is there. Again this hydrogen is coming. So it will become C6H6 which is nothing but benzene plus Br dot. So you will get bromine dot. Okay. So now how this bromine dot is going to react with this reactant, that we are going to see. Okay. So this is the third step. So what is the reactant? CH3CH double bond CH2 plus Br dot. Okay, so I can get two types of cleavages. Okay, so I can get dot this side and dot this side. Okay, so if I get dot this side and this side I will get. Okay, so if the Br combines with the dot this side, what I will get as product? CH3 CH Br single bond CH2, one dot will be there. Yes or no? And plus, now if the Br dot combines with the dot which I am getting this side, what I will get as product? CH3 CH dot CH2 Br, like this I will get. Yes or no? So if Br combines with this side dot, I will get dot here. Okay, if the Br combines with the dot this side there will be a dot. So if it is dot means it is a free radical. Okay, so what type of free radical is this? In this free radical there are two hydrogens. In this free radical there is only one hydrogen. Okay, so which free radical is? So if the free radical is having two hydrogens, it is called as a primary free radical. Okay, primary free radical. If the free radical is having only one hydrogen, it is secondary free radical. Secondary free radical. Okay, so always we have studied tertiary free radical is more stable. Okay, then secondary free radical is more stable and the primary free radical is least stable. So we are getting primary free radical and secondary free radical. Okay, so in this two, which is more stable? Secondary free radical only is more stable. Okay, so this will not react. So this is more stable. So more stable means this will only give the major product. So which is more stable, that will only give the major product. Okay, in that also in previous Markovnikov's rule, here we got positive carbocation. So this was more stable. So bromine came and attached here. But free radical, again the secondary free radical only is more stable. This free radical is not more stable. So the product which we are getting from this will be less. The product which we are getting from this will be more. Okay. So what product if we will be getting from here? Tell me. So I will be getting the fourth step. So both the free radicals. So if this free radical, this is the stable free radical. Yes or no? This is the stable free radical. Okay. So stable free radical only will be giving the major product. This is stable, this is unstable. So again if it reacts with the HBr, what will happen? This H dot and Br dot. Okay, H dot and Br dot. So H dot will come and combine here and I will get CH3, CH2, CH2, Br plus this Br dot is left behind. Okay, so this Br dot will undergo another reaction with another propene. Okay, so this will be the major product because this free radical is the stable free radical. Okay, and what about the minor product? How it will be formed? The minor product will be formed from this free radical. For that also we should write the reaction. So it will be CH3 CH Br CH2 dot plus HBr. So HBr will divide into H dot and Br dot. So H dot will combine here and it will form CH3, CH, Br, CH3 plus I will get one Br dot. So it is coming from the unstable free radical. So this product will be the minor product. So in Markovnikov's rule, this was the major product, but in anti-Markovnikov's rule, this was the minor product. So this is because of the peroxide. So this is called as a peroxide effect. Okay. So with this, the third chemical property is getting over. Fourth chemical property, addition of sulfuric acid. Addition of sulfuric acid. So எதுல sulfuric acid add பண்ண போறோம்? We are going to add sulfuric acid to alkene. Okay. So I am going to take an alkene, ethene. To this I am going to add sulfuric acid, H2SO4. This H2SO4, how it will divide? This H2SO4 will divide into H plus and HSO4 minus. HSO4 minus. Okay, so this is how it will divide. Okay, so it will follow Markovnikov's rule. Markovnikov's rule. So this is symmetrical ethene. Okay, so both the side only one carbon is there, so it is symmetrical ethene. So hydrogen will get added to one side and HSO4 will get added to another side. So what is the product I will get? Hydrogen, if it is added to one side, I will get CH3, CH2, HSO4. CH3, CH2, HSO4. Actually, this hydrogen will not be connected to the bond, oxygen only will be connected to the bond. So how it will be connected? It will be like this, O, SO2, OH. It will be connected like this, O, SO2, OH. So when I write it together, I can write it like this. So C2, 3 plus 2, 5. C2H5, HSO4. Okay, I can write like this. Okay. Suppose if it is an unsymmetrical ethene, it will follow Markovnikov's rule. So unsymmetrical ethene means, suppose if the alkene is like this, CH3, CH double bond, CH2, and if the H2SO4. So again H2SO4 will divide into H plus and HSO4 minus. So what is the Markovnikov's rule? Markovnikov's rule state that the negative part will add to the carbon which is having less number of hydrogen. So HSO4 will be added to this carbon which is having less number of hydrogen. So what will be the product, major product and minor product? CH3, CH, I told you oxygen only will be connected. So O, SO2, OH, okay, single bond, CH3. This will be the major product. So the name of this HSO4. What is the name of HSO4? H means it is hydrogen, SO4 means it is sulfate. So HSO4 means it is hydrogen sulfate. So here 3 carbons. 3 carbons means it is pro. So it is propyl hydrogen sulfate. Propyl hydrogen sulfate is the name of this compound. Next one, addition of water. Addition of water. So I am going to take an alkene like this. Okay, and I am going to add water. Water, how it will get divided? It will divide into H plus and OH minus. So which is the negative part? OH minus. So according to Markovnikov's rule, what is the product I will be getting? The negative part will be added to the carbon of the double bond which is having less number of hydrogen. So where it will add this OH will be added to this carbon. This is not having hydrogen at all. So it will be added here. So what is the product I will get? CH3, CH3, OH also will be added. Single bond, CH2, this hydrogen will be added. So it will become CH3. So what is the name of this compound? So this you take it as a straight chain. Okay. So I have one methyl branch. So it is in position 2. So it is 2 methyl. So remaining 3 carbons. 3 carbons means pro. Single bond means ane. And OH group is alcohol group is in second position. So propan 2 all. 2 methyl propan 2 all. So the next one is oxidation. Oxidation of alkenes. Okay. So oxidation of alkenes, it takes place in the presence of oxidizing agents. So which is the oxidizing agent? Famous oxidizing agent? Potassium permanganate. Okay. So potassium permanganate. So that only we will be using. Okay, we will be using cold aqueous potassium permanganate. Cold aqueous potassium permanganate. Aqueous potassium permanganate means what? It is mixed with water, cold water. Okay, so this cold aqueous potassium permanganate, this is called as Bayer's reagent. It is called as Bayer's reagent. It was found out by the scientist called Bayer, so it is called as Bayer's reagent. Okay, so what will happen? What are the observations? Okay, so the observation here is potassium permanganate. What is the color of potassium permanganate? Dark purple color. This potassium permanganate gets decolorized. Decolorized means what? It will lose its color. And what are the product I will get is I will get vicinal glycols. I will get vicinal glycols. Vicinal means what?
Two halogens.
Vicinal dihalide we studied. Vicinal dihalide means two carbons will be near and halogens will be in the next carbon. Vicinal glycols means instead of this halogen you will have OH group in the near carbons. You will have OH group in the nearby carbons. So this is what is called as vicinal glycols. So oxidation of alkenes will provide will give vicinal glycol. Okay, now you see here. So CH2 double bond CH2 plus H2O. H2O, how it will divide? You know, it will divide into H plus and OH minus. To this what I am going to add? I am going to add aqueous KMnO4. So I am going to add dilute aqueous KMnO4. So KMnO4 is one oxidizing agent. So oxidizing agent means it will provide one oxygen. Already I have one OH, okay, and one H and O. So this two will form another OH. So I have one OH and another OH. So these two OH will be substituted in the next carbons like this. So this is called vicinal glycols. What is the name of this compound? Two carbons means eth, single bond means ane. Okay, first position, second position, 1, 2, two alcohol groups, so diol. Okay, diol. So one more example we will write with propene. CH3, CH double bond CH2 plus H2O. So in the presence of dilute aqueous KMnO4, so this will give one oxygen. So what I will get? One OH this side of the double bond and another OH this side of the double bond I will get. So I will be getting CH3, CHOH, single bond CH2OH. So what is the name of this compound? 1, 2, 3. 3 carbons means it is pro. Single bond means it is ane. Okay, and in first position and second position if I number from this side. So 1, 2 diol. 1, 2 diol. So we studied how oxidation will take place. Yes or no? So oxidation, it will take place in the presence of oxidizing agent. Yes. So oxidizing agent, if it is an aqueous oxidizing agent, okay, if it is aqueous means if it is mixed with water, we are getting diols. Instead of this aqueous oxidizing agent, suppose if I take acidic oxidizing agent. Suppose if I take acidic oxidizing agent. Acidic oxidizing agent means what? Okay, if it is acidic potassium permanganate, I will not get diols, I will be getting ketones or I will be getting carboxylic acids. Okay, I will be getting ketones or carboxylic acid. For it, I will be writing one example for each one. Okay, so if it is CH3, CH3 double bond CH2, here I am going to add KMnO4, but it is in the presence of acidic medium. So in the presence of acidic medium, I will be getting what? Ketone or acid. In this case, I will be getting a ketone. So this CH3 as it is, I will get. Okay, C. This CH3 as it is, I will get. But instead of this double bond CH2, I will be getting double bond O. I will be getting double bond O. So how many oxygens are present in this KMnO4? 4 oxygens are present. So in that 4 oxygen, 1 oxygen has come here, double bond O. So remaining how many oxygens are there? 3 oxygens. In that 3 oxygens, 2 oxygen will combine with this carbon and it will form CO2, and 1 oxygen will combine with this H2 and it will form H2O. So this is how you will get ketones by oxidation. Now let us see how I am getting acid. So CH3, CH, double bond CH, CH3. Suppose if it is like this, okay, and if it is KMNO4 in the presence of H plus, okay, so this CH3CH, see here, it is CH3CH, double bond CH3. So this side also it is CH3CH, this side also it is CH3CH. So I can divide this CH3CH. Okay, now how many oxygens are there? 4. In that, 2 oxygens will be added in between this CH and 2 oxygens will be added in between this CH. So what I will get? CH3COOH. Here also I will be getting CH3COOH. So I will be getting 2 CH3COOH. Okay. So the next one is ozonolysis. Ozonolysis. So ozonolysis means addition of ozone molecule to alkene to form ozonide and then this cleavage of ozonide. So what I am going to do, I am going to add ozone to alkene, that will give ozonide. Then I am going to cleave. Cleave means I am going to break that ozonide and I am going to get many small molecules. Okay. So first I am taking CH3, CH, double bond CH2. So this is propene. So what I am going to add here? I am going to add ozone molecule. So if I add ozone, what I should get? Ozonide. Okay. So what is ozonide? Ozone means how many carbons? 3. How many oxygens? 3 oxygens. So see here, CH3 will be like this. Okay. So CH, it will be like this. Okay. This CH2 also will be like this. Okay. But the double bond which is in between, it will break and it will form a cyclic structure. So the 3 oxygens will be connected like this. 2 oxygens at the bottom and 1 oxygen on the top like this. So this is only called as ozonide. So this ozonide I am getting from propene, so it is called as propene ozonide. So now what I should do? I should do the cleavage of this ozonide. So for cleavage I am going to add zinc and water. What I am going to add? Zinc and water. So what I will be getting? See here, CH3, okay, CHO. I will be getting CH3, CHO plus here H2CO is there. So 2 hydrogens and I am having 1 carbon and oxygen. So I can write it as HCHO. HCHO. Okay. So the zinc and water is just a catalyst. In the presence of catalyst, it will divide in 3 places like this. Okay. So CH3CHO and HCHO. So this is ethanol and this is 1 carbon. So it is methanol. So this is what is called as ozonolysis. Okay. So here both are what? Al means what? Aldehyde group. Both are aldehyde group. So instead of getting aldehyde, I can get one ketone and one aldehyde also. If I take branched alkenes like this. So suppose if I do the thing with branched alkene like this. So what I will be getting? Ozonide. So this carbon is there. Okay. So already one CH3 and this CH3 is there in this. Okay. This CH2 I am writing like this. So 3 oxygens I am writing like this. So where and all I will be getting this breaking. Here it will break, here it will break, and here in the center it will break. See here I am not getting CHO. Here I am getting a ketone. CO only I am getting. So what I will be getting here? CH3, CH3, C double bond O. Ketone I will be getting. Plus remaining this I will write it as how? How I will be writing this? HCHO. HCHO. So here I am getting one ketone and one aldehyde. So it is methanol. This is CH3CO. CH3 is propanone. Propanone is also called as acetone. Okay, is also called as acetone. Okay. The last one is polymerization. Polymerization. Polymerization means we are going to make polymers. We are going to make polymers. What do you mean by polymers? Polymers are long chained compounds. Long chain compounds. Long chain compounds means the chain number of carbons will be more. Okay, so it has more number of carbons. Okay, so many monomers will give a polymer. Many monomers will give a polymer. Monomer means what? Single molecule. So many small molecules you can combine together and you can form a very long molecule. That is what is called as polymerization. So monomer is a small chain molecule. So many small chain compounds you can combine it together and you can form a polymer, which is a long chain compound. So I am taking one small chain compound. What is this? Ethene. So many ethenes I am going to take. So I am going to take n number of ethenes. How many ethenes I am taking? N number of ethenes. And I am going to do polymerization. So for polymerization, I should give high temperature and high pressure. High temperature and high pressure, and in the presence of a catalyst. So what will happen? This CH2 will combine with another CH2. That will combine with another CH2. And all the n number of CH2s will be combining in a straight line. Okay. So these are all monomers. So all these monomers will be combining in a straight line to form a polymer. So I can represent the polymer like this. So the chain will be going on. So on the top of the bond itself, I will be putting the bracket and I will be writing the letter N. Okay. So the next one is propene. CH3 CH double bond CH2. So for understanding purpose, I am going to write the CH3 down like this. So I am writing like this for understanding purpose, because This double bond only will be connected. So I am taking n number of propenes and again I am giving high temperature and pressure in the presence of catalyst. Okay, so what I will get? CH, CH2, CH3. So many molecules will be connected together. So on the top of that itself, I am putting the bond and I am writing N. Okay, so this polymerization only it is used to make plastics, rubber, etc. Okay, so about polymers you will be studying in detail in your 12th standard. Okay, so with this we are completing alkenes. So alkanes fully we have completed, alkenes also fully we have completed. So in the next class we will be starting about alkynes and then cyclic compounds are also there. Okay.